can.
Hold on.
And you said you can hear me fine.
Yes. All right. Welcome to the Gator Gamer and the Heathen podcast. I am the gamer, Ish the comic. JC is back in prison and he couldn't get permission from the warden to
Why
join
is
us.
he the Gator again?
Huh? He's the Gator because he's from Florida.
Oh, he is?
Yes. Born and raised, or
Oh, because
raised.
he's from Jamaica, so he went from Jamaica to Florida.
I don't know about all that. I know he's from
They're
Florida.
not that far from each other.
I don't ask that many details about people's origins. But yeah, and then we got the good old American heathen here, Nate the Great, or John Doe Chance the Third, or many other aliases. But yeah, today's episode, I haven't titled it yet, but we're going to talk all the good news of Chris Cuomo getting fired, how far you would go for family members, Jussie Smolet verdict, and also we could talk about what else. I was going to say let's talk about my week, but I want to know how far you go for free money, and now I already forgot. What are the topics? Lootergate. Why there's so many looting crimes? I believe Mark Cuban actually bought a town recently as well. So on with the show.
You didn't watch Hawkeye yet?
Yes, I did watch Hawkeye, but we always do like what are you watching at the end of the episode?
No, I mean, but we could talk about Hawkeye. Hawkeye's awesome. It's fucking awesome.
Okay, well, let's talk about Hawkeye then. Well, to be honest, what I'm confused about is this. There's like a subplot about him being not mentally handicapped, but hearing disabled. Has he always been hearing disabled? Because I've never seen it until now that he has like a hearing aid or is losing his hearing.
Well, I mean, I don't think he was. It's not like he was born that way. So it was the events of the movies that made him that way.
Okay, but I don't. Well, it just makes it sound like he's just getting old, losing his hearing, and I've never seen a subplot like that in anything else. I'm just like, why do they have this in there just to make everybody more inclusive?
Of course, they have it in there because of the bad guy.
Huh?
Because of the bad guy.
What bad guy?
How many episodes are you in?
Like right now, I've just been watching it in the background as I fall asleep. So I don't know who the main villain is.
The bad guy, the main villain, she's deaf.
Oh, okay, because I just saw an episode where I think she was the main focus. Like she also has like one leg, right?
Yeah, she has one leg and she's deaf.
I just thought she was like a mini boss, but you're saying she's the big bad or whatever.
Well, I mean, she's the ones that are chasing them.
Oh, okay.
And then the last episode, Black Widow came.
No, I definitely haven't seen that yet.
The one from the movie, the new Black Widow.
Oh, the sister?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Now his son is deaf.
What?
His son is deaf.
I don't think so.
The younger son. Why is the younger son always? You never hear the younger son talk.
Well, I don't think he's deaf, but maybe he is.
Huh?
I mean, I've never. He talks.
The younger son. I don't see the younger son. I always see him signing to his dad.
Well, I don't know if the younger son is deaf.
Because I think he is. And that's why I'm like, well, that.
No, because he was talking with her.
Her who?
Him. Her. Well, his hearing aid was out. And he was talking to his dad, but the dad couldn't hear. So
over the phone.
The girls spoke. So I mean, I don't think he's deaf.
Okay. Well, either way, I'm just like I didn't know the complications of a deaf person until I started watching Hawkeye.
But the bad guy is definitely deaf.
And I just want to show off my lovely holiday hat. I love the holiday season because then I get to wear my
1983 Marvel miniseries. Barton became deaf after a sonic boom, so they probably took it
So he's been deaf for a while, or in a story.
Well, I mean, he might have been, but they just probably never dealt with it because he probably had the hearing aid, and his character wasn't really fleshed out that much in the movies, you know.
But now I gotta go back and watch any scenes he's been in. Does it even show that he had like a hearing aid?
No,
But
well,
then
I
I
mean,
think it was just a mic or something for him to keep
no,
contact with everybody else.
show in this series that it's the events of the movies that made him deaf. So he would. It was the events of the Marvel movies that made him deaf.
Oh, okay.
So like he wouldn't be deaf in the movies.
But I'm pretty sure, like, if you see him with like a hearing piece or something, you just think it's okay. He's just keeping in contact with the team, not he's losing his hearing and he needs that to
Yeah,
understand.
like I don't think they brought it up in the films.
Yeah,
it wasn't really important in the films.
This guy, but okay, but yeah, I like it. I wouldn't say it's been one of my favorite series out of everything. Like I still would put up the What If series, the one that you don't like, and what other one? No, I was gonna say Mandalorian, but no, not.
Winter Soldier was good.
See, I didn't like that one that much either. I don't think they did justice to not the new Captain America, but the fact that he becomes U.S. agent, I forget his name now.
Well, yeah, but U.S. He doesn't become U.S. agent really until the very, 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 very end.
Yeah, but his character, like whatever he was before that, like that new Captain America, I was just like, hey.
Well, he was nothing before that.
No, he was Captain America.
Well, I mean, for like one half of an episode.
Like his descent into becoming like a going rogue, I would have liked more of.
Well, I mean, that wasn't the story. The story was Sam's journey to Captain America. Yeah. So, I mean, you can't have two journeys. Like they're gonna do the Dark Avengers, and then you'll see U.S. Agent.
But yeah, but I liked and there was another one that I liked. Oh, Loki. There you go. That was the one I really liked. I like the Loki.
I like Loki a little bit, but I like it's the third. I like Hawkeye so far the best. Then Captain America, Winter Soldier, and then Loki. No, actually, and then WandaVision, then Loki.
The what?
Not saying that Loki's bad, but like in the list, I like the other ones better.
No, what was the one you said?
WandaVision.
Oh, okay, yeah. See, I've already forgotten about WandaVision.
But well, yeah. I mean, but WandaVision is for the storyline. WandaVision is probably the most important because WandaVision. I mean, it introduced her new powers and the fact that she's a mutant, and then it introduced the mutants.
But she's always been a mutant, correct?
No.
Huh? She wasn't a mutant in Age of Ultron?
No, she was. They used the Tesseract to give her powers in Age of Ultron.
What?
Then you can. Yeah, they experimented on her and gave her powers from the Tesseract, but in WandaVision, you found out that she already had powers, and the Tesseract, because they weren't allowed to use mutants before, remember?
Or I thought just say mutants, but okay.
Same difference.
All right, but yeah. But speaking of brothers and sisters, Chris Cuomo, brother of Anthony Cuomo, actually got fired from CNN earlier this week or last week. What's your take on it all? Were you expecting him to be fired after his brother? Or?
Well, I mean, he should have probably just been fired for sucking. But I mean, I don't know. He sucked at his job. He should have been fired a long time ago. I don't know.
Yeah, wasn't his show one of the highest rated in CNN history or whatever? That's what they always say about every show.
it might have been the highest rated CNN show, which is nothing since no CNN show is rated high. But out of all the shitty shows on CNN, it may have been the highest ranked show. Like, put it this way, Tucker, right?
Yes.
Tucker beats CNN, MSNBC, and whatever the other one is, ABC. He beats them all combined. And then his repeat, like his show comes on at 9, and the rebroadcast comes on at like 11. That beats all their shows. So, like, I mean, that's how bad they are. Like, I mean, like Fox News' worst show probably beats their best show. But yeah, Tucker like beats them all combined. And then Hannity probably beats them all combined too, but Tucker beats Hannity. And then Laura Ingraham probably beats them all combined also.
But so here's the question. So here's the question I was pondering. How far have you or would you go to help a family member? Like, would you risk your job for it?
Yeah, like, I mean, I'd fucking kill someone probably.
This guy. See, I would go so far as to not lose my livelihood. Like, if it meant me, like, let's say my mom was, I don't know, like my mom, like somebody in my family would have to be doing some illegal shit, and then I have to be like, okay, if I help this person and get caught, would I go to jail? And I'd be like, no, I wouldn't do that. But like, because like I've never been in that position because I'm always like the guy who needs help in the family. but like even when I was growing up, I think there was a story about a father who had to turn in his son because he robbed a bank or something like that. And my dad told me, if you ever in trouble, don't come to me because I will turn you in.
Yeah, I would never turn someone like a family member in.
Why not? Even if it meant you would go to jail if they get caught because you're now harboring a fugitive?
I wouldn't turn in a family member. I would probably not go to jail, but I definitely wouldn't turn him in. I'd tell the cop to go fuck himself. Like, can I come in your house? Go fuck yourself.
Like I've never been in that situation. But I was like, I don't even think I was like 13, and my dad's telling me that if I ever were to get in trouble, he'd turn me in. And I was just like, okay, that's harsh.
I don't know
No.
Well, I mean, I don't think I'm like if I ever like found out one of my friends turned in like one of their friends or family members, I wouldn't talk to them anymore. Fuck you, man. I'm not talking to you. You're shady mofo.
He has a snitch.
Yeah. Like snitches get stitches.
Oh,
no, but like no, it's different though. Like friends, like I mean like real friends I wouldn't turn in. But if it was like my your work friend, like like if it's like your work friend, the cop would be like, "Who did that?" I'd be like, "He did it." but if it's like my real friend, I wouldn't turn him in.
So you turn in anybody that you've ever worked with in?
Well, I mean, yeah, like I'm not gonna risk my my safety for some dude. Like if some dude commits crime, I'd be like, "Dude did it." Like, because he's not my friend.
In my warehouse, like I trust and know, or I feel like I know them. So like, let's say, oh, somebody left their gun somewhere. Oh, might have been my gun. Like I take the heat for something.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna like.
I don't know. I might have done it.
I wouldn't go out of my way. Like I wouldn't be like, hey, I know who did it. I know who did it. But like, if the cops would come out, like if the FBI said like, you tell us or we're gonna like charge you with like aiding and abetting, I'd be like, he did it.
Oh,
but if it was like my friend or my family, I'd be like, I don't know.
But aiding and abetting, isn't that like literally one of the lowest crimes that you could be sentenced with? Aiding and abetting.
I mean, you could get like 5 years for that if they want to,
depending on what they did.
Well, I mean, like Jussie Smolet, he could get 15 years if they wanted to.
Really?
I mean, if they really, really wanted to, he could. And then they could
I
charge
hope he
him.
does get time. That's a good segue. I hope he does get time.
Yeah, like
Because that's some bullshit. Like
he
he
won't
wasted a
get
lot of
yeah, he won't
resources.
get 15 years, but they can charge him with other stuff now because they could charge him with perjury because he lied, and that's another 5 years. So I mean, like, if they really, 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 really wanted to, like, he could go to jail for like 20 years. But I mean, he should go to jail like maybe like 3 years. Like,
Yeah, that's the
like,
minimum of what I hear.
like 5 years with with two like with the
Oh,
possibility of two, like if you're good.
but
But he
now
should.
yeah. See, my whole thing with the Jussie Smollett thing is, I knew there was something fishy when he's going at 2 o'clock in the morning for a Subway sandwich.
Well, everyone knew it was fishy.
Not,
That
that's not
wasn't the fishy
going,
part. The
that's
fishy
not,
part were that like three MAGA guys knew who the fuck he was. Like MAGA guys don't watch Empire. So like they'd be
I
like,
don't know anybody who watches Empire.
and then because like at first like this he says because he's black, maybe that's possible, but then he says because he was gay. Like, how are they gonna know he's gay unless they know who he is? So like he said these MAGA guys drove by and said, "Hey Empire, hey Empire," like because he's on Empire, and then like it's the gay guy from Empire. Like, there's not one MAGA guy that watches, and then they yell, "This is MAGA country" in inner city Chicago.
Where they're the minority.
Yeah, inner city Chicago isn't MAGA country. Like, there's no hillbilly truckers driving around inner city Chicago wearing Trump hats in negative 10-degree weather in a polar vortex at 2 a.m. And like, it's not like they were looking for him, right? They just happened upon him on the subway, and they're like, "Get the noose and the bleach from the trunk, because that's what we keep in our trunk, nooses and bleach, in case we run into a gay guy from Empire."
Yeah.
Like,
but what would be something that you would go out at 2 a.m. to eat? Like let's say I'm going to a club, or I went to a club and then I'm, driving home. Subway is not my food of choice.
And then you got it's this day and age, so you could Uber DoorDash shit. So like, it's gotta be something that you didn't want to DoorDash or Uber Eats. It was I'm not joking. It was like negative 10 degrees. It was like a polar vortex, and he just starts strolling over to Subway in inner city Chicago.
Like, what would you eat at 2? What would you go out of your way to go grab at 2 a.m.?
In the cold?
Yes.
No, I don't think the only thing.
But you're from East Coast, so cold to you should be nothing, correct?
Yeah, I know, but we also know about the cold, so like would have shit in our refrigerator. But I mean, the only thing I'm going out for 2 a.m. in the morning is a supermodel.
No food. That's
the only thing I'm eating at 2 o'clock in the morning. My house for is a supermodel. Other than that, I'm not going out. Like, I'll take hot sauce and soy sauce and put it on paper and eat that before I go out.
Whoa. Ugh.
Before I go out to 2 a.m. in negative 10-degree weather in a city. I mean, unless like say I lived in an apartment, right?
Okay.
And right below my apartment was the bodega. You know how like there's the people who live above it. If it's, maybe I'd do that. Like, maybe I'd go out and go downstairs to the bodega and then go back up. But there's nothing like, I mean, it's gotta be within a block. So it wouldn't even be about what food it is. It's because I mean you got DoorDash and stuff. Like, the only thing I'm leaving is for a woman.
This guy. And great segue to DoorDash, because I had a lovely night last night. Like I was telling you, the story I was telling you that I was trying to text you was, I had a $20 order. All I had to do is pick up this order, go 4 miles, and I'd get $20. I go to the restaurant, which is a KFC / Taco Bell. I stay away from combo restaurants. I've never eaten it one because I figure one restaurant is gonna take over the sense or smells of whatever they're making.
Well, like what kind of combo restaurant are you talking about?
Like let's say a KFC and a Taco Bell, or a Taco Bell and a
well, I mean, like the reason why they're together is because they're technically not combo restaurants, right?
Why? Because they're owned by one major company.
Yes, the same. We call them Kentucky Taco Hut.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like it's the same company.
Taco Bell.
Yeah.
But I just try to avoid those with the plague.
Well, I avoid the Chinese sushi places, the places that have like sushi and Chinese food.
Huh?
The places that do combo sushi and Chinese food, because I always think like the sushi can't be good if it's like next to the, it's like you gotta specialize in it, or
yeah, exactly. But yesterday, so I get there and the cashier tells me, hey, I've already made this order once, and you're actually the third driver to come in and pick up this order. So I'm like, well, I know the rules of delivery. So I knew that as long as I hold out, I either will get this order remade or I'll at least get half of the money, so $10. So I go outside and I literally just talk to customer service, and she tells me, well, I'm expecting her just to, okay, I'm just going to credit your account with $10 and then I'll be along the way. She tells me, hey, go back inside and request that they make the order again. And I was like, oh shit. So then I go back inside and they won't even like acknowledge me for the first couple minutes. And then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have customer service call. And she tries to call the place. I hear the phone ringing in the background. Nobody wants to answer the phone because it says DoorDash on the caller ID. So then they're literally trying to avoid.
You should ask for the manager.
I talked to a woman, the highest in charge woman there. She's not the manager, and the manager's not there. It's Friday night.
There's no like they have to make the order. Like,
well, they were not going to make the order because
you just say make the fucking order. You have to make it. Say you have to make the order.
I literally was trying to have customer service call her to request for it to be made again. Now she finally does pick up the phone and try to talk to him, but now the woman's claiming that she can't. That the higher up is claiming that she can't hear her. So then it's like, well, they want me to tell customer service that if you want the order remade, you have to change the name on the order. And I'm like, they can't do that. Like I knew that they couldn't do that. Like they want me to change the customer's name in order to remake the order. And so it's like, okay, so after that, 10 minutes went by. I still got my half of the order. So for 10 minutes, $1 a minute, I got my $10.
Yeah, but the weird thing is, they get paid every time they make it.
Well, what do you mean? They get paid hourly? So
no. Taco Bell gets paid.
Oh, the main company.
Yeah, DoorDash is paying Taco Bell every time they make the order. Taco Bell's billing the order to DoorDash.
I don't know about all that.
No, that's how it works.
If an order has to be remade, they get paid twice.
Huh?
If the order has to be remade, to the restaurant is getting paid twice.
Well, they're saying they're making the order, and someone's picking it up.
Yes.
Which doesn't, for one thing, that doesn't make sense. That means they're giving the wrong order to a driver.
Whatever the case is, I think maybe the person got the order, the driver got the order, and then canceled, and then keep the order, because that's what a lot of drivers do. I don't know why you do it for Taco Bell. But
if you did that also, though, I mean, that's what I'm saying. They're getting paid for that. When they make the order and they give it out, the DoorDash is paying for the order.
First time, yes.
No, every time. If the driver cancels the order and they have the order, DoorDash is paying for that.
Yes.
And then if it has to get ordered again, someone else comes, picks it up. DoorDash is paying for that order if someone's canceling the order. If they're giving the order to the wrong person, then DoorDash isn't paying for that. So like,
it's not. I know it's not the restaurant's fault, because the cashier is telling me, hey, we've been having the same issue all day. So I'm like, well, I'm just
of course, I mean, but it could be their fault. They might not be checking orders. They might just some DoorDash guy says, I have a DoorDash order. They might just be handing them the DoorDash order.
Oh, that could be it too. But I know I was just
I mean, it's kind of weird, right? What they're saying is someone came and picked up the specific order and drove away.
I've had that happen. I've had that happen multiple times where I get there.
I've had it happen sometimes because a driver, someone made a mistake. Like a driver came and took the wrong order.
Oh, okay.
Or they gave the order to the driver, but like, I mean, the DoorDash would know if the order got dropped off.
Yeah, that's why it was being remade or whatever.
Did you message the actual customer?
No, I didn't even get the customer involved.
Did you say, did you get this order? I mean,
no. I mean, I literally just talked to customer service. I didn't speak.
I'm just surprised they do that. Like, I hate when they do that shit. Like, when you get to the long lines or something, and they make you call. McDonald's was closed, right? They would send me to order after order to this McDonald's that would close, and then I have to call them. I can't just push on the button; it's closed, or I don't get the money for it. So you have to call them, wait, and tell them so that you get your money. And then you're like, hey, it's closed. Don't send me any more orders from here. And they're like, okay, you closed. And that second, another order comes up. And I'm like, fine, I'm just going to accept it. Like, if you're going to keep doing it, I accepted like 5 in a row. I'm like, I'm just going to keep accepting it and get my money because I'm already here. So I'm like, give me my half.
So you've done that? You've done that 5 times in a row?
Yeah, before they stopped doing it. I'm like, dude, stop sending me these orders. Like, because I'm doing it, I'm taking a picture, I'm saying it's closed, I'm calling them, and they keep sending me the same order. I'm like, stop doing that. Because then, when you decline, it's like it goes to your, even though I'm not sure if that acceptance rate really matters, but it might.
Yeah, I mean, like what, you gotta have to have like a really low one. You have to have like I don't know, 30, 20% acceptance rate, and then you're like, we can no longer use you as a driver or something. Well, yeah, but I like it. I know, like, I think a couple months back, I got like I had a pretty high rating, like a 90% rating, and then that made me like a loyal driver or something like that, something in air quotes. So then I was able to just literally just turn on the app wherever I was, regardless of time, and I could start getting orders rather than just peak or when they're busy. But yeah, let's talk about, I don't know, Lootergate at the moment. Like, there's been such an increase in crime rate because of COVID and having to wear masks everywhere. Have you guys had anything like that in lovely East Coast? Have you noticed that anything like seen on the news about all these smash and grabs been going up?
Well, I mean, they have it in New York City, but they don't have it here because, I mean, the reason why they have it is because they defunded the police because they're retarded.
Wait, but I thought there was attempts to defund the police.
There weren't attempts. They defunded the police. They defunded the police in New York, in LA, in San Francisco, in Minnesota, and all the places where you're seeing the rise in crime and looting is all the places they defunded the police because, of course, that's going to happen. Like, I mean, it doesn't happen here because I'm in Pennsylvania. If you live here, we just shoot you in the head. No, I mean, we're allowed to carry. Like, you're not allowed to really have guns in LA and in New York City. So that's why people loot. But here we're allowed to have guns. If you looted a house, they'd just shoot you. I mean, and if you loot like 7-Elevens in those places, they'd shoot you because all those guys got shotguns behind their counter. But like, I mean, it just doesn't happen. Like, the cops will come and hit you in the head and arrest you.
Only places Like they don't smash and grabs at, like, let's say a bank with one security guard, because maybe they need like thick windows, like at a Louis Vuitton store or something like that.
No, you need police. Like you need police patrolling. You need police walking around.
But police aren't patrolling banks, and none of these flash mobs have ever tried to rob a bank.
Well, police are patrolling banks. Police are patrolling everywhere. Police patrol. That's what they do.
But then why aren't they stopping these flash mobs then? Because they've
defunded the police. There's no police there.
See, you claim that, but I still see police around my neighborhood. Like
no, I mean, but they've defunded them. They've taken a large amount of their budgets, so there's less police. Like there's when you're calling, it takes them longer to get there because there's less of them, and then they don't even want to go there because if they go there and someone has a gun and they shoot them, everyone's gonna say charge the police with murder. So the police don't even want to come in those places, and I mean. That's why it's happening. But it's not happening here because we didn't defund the police. It's only happening in blue cities. It's not happening in red states or red cities because they didn't defund the police. Like you don't see it happening in Florida and Miami or anything because they've got a Republican governor and they don't defund the police. But you see it happening in New York, in Seattle, in LA, in San Francisco, in Minnesota because and then like I've seen the board meetings, right? You have these people, they're talking to the police. They're like, it's taking you guys like 45 minutes to respond to a burglary call, and the police are like, yeah, because you defunded the police. Like, what the hell? Like, what do you think was gonna happen?
But something else that I noticed was what happened. Even when they do apprehend, like let's say somebody for a smash and grab, I know in California we've taken away cash.
Well, yeah, there's also that's on top of it. So on top of
due to COVID as well. So like literally,
no, it's not due to COVID. What the hell? It has nothing to do with COVID.
So then why did that stuff change during all this the past 2 years then?
Because they've always been trying to do that. They've always been trying to defund the police. And now they got they've got Joe Biden and these liberal areas, and they're doing crime reform, which doesn't work. They're saying that Black people are in jail because they're Black, but they're in jail because they're criminals that commit crimes. Criminals who commit crimes are in jail. Like it doesn't matter if more of them are Black. All that matters is did they commit crimes? So what they're saying is they're in jail because the system is racist and shit. So what they're doing is these people who commit crimes, they're letting them out. So like they defunded the police, and on top of defunding the police, when the police arrest someone, they let them out. Like the guy who ran over all those people in Michigan, like he was out on bail for running people over. You know that? The guy who ran over those people
in the parade.
Yeah, he was out on bail for running people over with his car.
I didn't know he did the exact same thing before.
Yeah, to his ex-girlfriend. He ran her over with the car, and then he got bail, like $100 bail, like $100. Like something crazy like that. And then he went out and ran people over. Like that's what's happening. Like there are people who are looting and then they're letting them out. And then of course they're gonna loot again. And now that like the gangs are in on it because the gangs figured it out. So
but is the 3-strike rule also that has been thrown out? Like we no longer do 3 strikes? The
3-strike rule, I think got thrown out a while ago. That was a California thing.
Was it? I thought it was like a nationwide.
No, it was just California.
Like Clinton era, right?
Yeah, but there's only a few places that did it, like California. Because
I mean, in Texas too, because I know people were scared about that stuff.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it was like the 3-strike law is different than like repeat offender. Like if you're a repeat offender, they're gonna give you a harsher sentence. Like if the first time you like, I've never done anything bad, like you robbed a store, they might give you probation. But then the second time, of course, you're like, I never robbed any stores. They're like, well, you just robbed one last week. So of course they're gonna give you a little longer. And then if you do it again and again, you know, they start giving you maximum sentences. But the 3-strike was just like, if you had your third one, you would get life in jail.
Oh, just third of any crime.
Yeah, third felony, I think.
Yeah.
But like,
they haven't recaught any looters. Like, okay, what's your name, address?
Well, they recatch looters all the time, and then they let them back out.
But if they caught them the first time, they get nothing. But then if they second time, they should be.
No, I mean, but they're just letting them out. They're letting them out on bail. Like it had nothing to do with COVID.
Whoa. Sorry. But yeah, I think there should be something to stop them, or maybe not right to carry, but hey, I think even in New York they're trying to pass a right to conceal carry or something like that laws.
Well, I mean, it's already there.
In New York?
Yeah, it's just hard to get.
Oh, so what they're trying to make it easier to get right to conceal permits or something?
They're saying so the states are making the states have the power to give you a concealed permit. But they're saying that the states make it so hard because they don't want you to have it. And they're saying that's illegal. That's what the Supreme Court case is about.
Okay.
Like basically, if you're like in LA, unless you're a movie star, you can't get it.
Yeah, but I don't even know why a movie star would want a right to conceal, and then have a. I thought it was like Alec Baldwin thinking it wasn't loaded. I don't know any actors would want. I mean, maybe they have their security carry. I don't know too many actors who would actually carry a.
Yeah, but actors are the only ones that can get it. Is in LA, it's basically only actors. It's they don't want people having guns unless you're like a rich person, like you can pay for it, which is that should be illegal, which is what the Supreme Court case is about.
But it's in New York, not LA.
Well, it's a Supreme Court case. It's federal.
Oh, okay.
It's for New York, but it would go for everyone. Eventually. Because then at that point, what would happen is the people in LA would sue LA for the same thing. And then the judges would have to go by the Supreme Court ruling. And then if they did, they would appeal it back up. So.
All right. Well, what else we got here, sir? You got any new news you want to discuss?
I'm checking the news.
This guy.
I don't know if we did we talked about Hawkeye. What about, I guess it's Christmas time, right? It's supposed to be Christmas. Oh yeah, what were you saying? You were saying that the Black Friday sales were down. I mean, I didn't look at that, so it's not that interesting.
Say that again?
Huh?
No, what'd you say?
Weren't you saying something about Black Friday being down?
Oh yeah, they said the Black Friday sales actually dipped since not even last year's past 4 or 5 years. Like this year's sales have just been not as high as expected. I don't know about Cyber Monday, but I'm pretty sure Black Friday sales were not stellar.
Like the whole concept of it is silly. Like, why would you go wait in line to buy something when you could just order it?
But
we should. What about PlayStations? Are they
Well, I was gonna say I got this watch like literally the last Black Friday sale Black Friday sale I've ever been to. I literally, after Thanksgiving dinner 5 years ago, I literally went into Target. They had already opened, and I was like, yeah, I just wanted to get a Fitbit, and I paid like $50 for it. Happiest sale of my life. Because I didn't want a TV. I already had a TV.
I'm checking Walmart. I'm seeing Walmart site.
Mm-hmm.
How's Walmart is selling PlayStation 5 for $989? How's that? They're not allowed to do that.
Unless it's a bundle.
Oh, you think they're sneaking it in as a bundle?
They have to.
Yeah, because they're not allowed to sell it over the retail, right?
Yeah, it has to be a bundle of like probably 4 or 5 games.
It doesn't look like a bundle. It's like
what?
It's definitely the one with the disk drive.
It has to be a bundle.
It says with extended DualSense wireless controller battery. It comes with a battery pack for the
controller.
Yeah, but that should add $400.
Yeah. I don't know, man. And you sure it's Walmart, not like some site that says, "Hey, I got this from Walmart."
Well, it's Walmart's site, but it's probably not, because Walmart, their site sells things from Walmart, and then things that are not from Walmart.
Okay, but wait, but who's selling it? Not like Walmart is selling it that but it's not from Walmart. Like, well, who's selling?
It's on Walmart's site. Yeah, like there's a whole bunch of, like, it's kind of weird. You gotta check it out. I see one has all right, so they're I see what they're doing. They're trying to fake it, like make it like a bundle, but they're definitely overcharging. Like this one has 2 controllers, so it's $1,000. One has like a headphone. One has a.
I see one has like a cover for the controller.
Yeah.
$1,100.
Yeah, it's definitely it's shady. It's definitely shady.
Yeah. I'm glad I got mine for $800 now.
Because they're definitely. I think someone should
flag
Walmart for this. Say something, right? Because Walmart's not supposed to be.
We're saying something now. You got it here first, folks. We're saying something now. We got it here first. You got it here first, folks.
Let's check out Best Buy. See what Best Buy is doing. If they're doing that same crap.
I don't know. Well, I'm sitting back because I like my lovely PS5 and even the monthly games for this month. If you have a PlayStation.
Well, how much extra did you pay for your PlayStation?
Well, I got it for $800, so it was retail $5 with tax and shipping. Yeah, $800.
So you paid about double.
Yeah, about double, but not double. Well, yeah.
Well, do you have the disc version or the non-disc version?
Disc version.
So you paid $800. So you paid about an extra $300.
Yeah, but I have it, and I have not, and I've been happy watching my lovely HD movies on HBO Max.
No, I was saying because technically you could probably how good a condition is it?
Yeah, I mean, probably a little dusty. I haven't dropped it. I literally just have it.
So do you have the original box and everything?
Yes, but I'm not selling it, so it doesn't matter.
Sell it for like $3,000.
I could, but I'm not going to because I like my PS5.
Well, I mean, but you should put it on eBay for like $7,000 just to see if it gets bought up.
This guy, somebody's willing to buy it for $7,000. God bless. You ain't getting mine. You can get somebody else's. That's why I'm called the gamer, sir. Because
if it's like right close to Christmas, you could probably get that get some dad that some dad that's never home. Some rich dad. But he'd probably have bought it. He'd probably pay someone to go steal one or something.
No, well, they ain't getting mine. I like it. And
refurbished ones already.
I keep saying I also like the new monthly Sorry, 1 second. Hello?
What's up? Did you?
No, switched cameras. I'm saying, yeah, my lovely dog, he tripped, and then this thing tripped. But no, but I actually like. But let me set this up so then I can talk. All right. No, but I like the monthly games from PlayStation Plus, where you get right now they have Godfall, which is the challenger mode, and Mortal Shell. Godfall was one of the games that actually came out as the PS5 debuted, and yeah, I actually bought it and then I returned it for Demon Souls just because of the reviews were kind of made me not want to buy it when it first came out. Everybody's saying it's not worth $70, but now it's free, but it's just the challenger mode. And there's actually a big discussion about whether or not you consider the challenger mode an actual game, because it's just like the end game content. So literally, when you start the challenger mode, you're just fighting the end game bosses. You don't have to, level up and do all this other stuff. So yeah, but I like it. Hello?
I was just thinking about the fact that you have this discussion board where you discuss whether or not it counts as a game because you're only fighting the end game bosses.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, that a lot of people are, because I mean, what you pay a monthly, $10 a month to get free games, and they're giving you not even a full game. So they're recouping all this money, but it's not what I signed up for, or that's not what they signed up for. I don't mind because I'll play whatever. I don't even have time to play these games, but I just have them saved, and when I feel.
I've been lately. I just watch the games if I really want to. I watch them online.
Oh, watch them being played.
Yeah,
like walkthroughs.
But I've been playing the Switch. My nephew gave me his Switch because he doesn't use it.
I was wondering how you got it. I thought you gave up on the PS5. You're like, all right, I'll just get a Switch.
Well, no, I got it, and then so I've been playing that Zelda. I still haven't like
the Wind. What's it called?
Is there more than one Zelda for a Switch?
I think so, or unless there's a new one. I thought Breath of the Wind was the one the past couple years.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild or something. I didn't know there was another one if there is, but it's cool. But like, I'm so bad at video games now. Like, I can't even, like, you know how like you have to beat the first couple of like basic levels so you can open up the map. I'm having problems with the third one because it's in the snow and it's cold. So when you walk there, you lose hearts for just walking through the cold.
What?
Yeah, like you're
up a resistance or something, or
get. Well, I think you're supposed to make some like hot stew, or you can use like a torch. But then when you switch off of the torch, it gets cold again, and then when you bring up the torch, it's not lit anymore. So like you gotta go find a fire. So I gotta figure it out. But I don't really play that long. I only play 5 minutes and then.
Yeah, that's how I am with most of the games. Like I'll play like the Mortal Shell game. It looks great, but it's so slow. It's like I haven't even got through training yet. But I want to play more, but I just got in, started playing, and then I literally just shut it off. And it's a good game.
Guess Spider-Man opens this Friday?
Yes, the 17th.
That's cool. I'm gonna check that out because I don't want to see West Side Story. It's probably on HBO too, isn't it?
I don't think so. I don't know of any Stephen King movie that's gonna be, I know.
Well, it's not about Stephen King. It's about Warner Brothers.
That's Stephen King. I mean, Steven Spielberg.
It has nothing to do with Spielberg. It's about Warner Brothers. If it's a Warner Brother movie, it comes out on HBO.
But then that means Warner Brothers is only making one movie a month? They're making more than one movie a month.
Every big release from Warner Brother releases on HBO at the same time. Like Dune was super big. Like Dune, that release. You know, if it Suicide Squad.
Hold on, I don't think Suicide Squad, the second one, would have gotten as much exposure if they had just gone into the theater. You really think
it'd been the same? It was a comic book movie. But the point is, it has nothing to do with Spielberg. It's about Warner Brothers. If it's a Warner Brother movie, it's gonna be on HBO Max.
So West Side Story is not a Warner Brothers picture.
No, I didn't turn on HBO Max. I can turn it on and check.
Because I mean, it is Spielberg. He works with just about anybody. Like he'll work with any
for everyone. He's just a director.
Yeah.
So if he gets hired on a movie that's a Warner Brother production, like every DC movie is a Warner Brother production, right?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, because Warner Brother owns DC, right? So yeah, but like Dune was super big, you know, it was a huge movie and it opened, you know, it's just Warner Brothers. I just don't know if that's Warner Brothers. If it's Warner Brothers, it'll be on like Matrix is gonna
that's what I'm waiting for right there.
Well, yeah, but that comes on HBO Max.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, like I mean, and there's nothing bigger this year than the new Matrix movie.
Huh? Right? Hold on. You're saying Dune is not as good as what's the face?
Wait, what are we talking about?
Dune is not as big as Matrix, the Resurrection?
Well, I mean, yes and no. They're probably around the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're about as big as it gets.
Yeah. But no, it was 20th Century Fox produced the new West Side Story.
Oh, yeah, so it won't be on, it shouldn't be on HBO unless they have some deal.
Yeah. But I'll definitely go see that. I like the main actor. I just want to call him Baby Driver because that's the only thing I remember.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, I just didn't want to see it because like it looks just like West Side Story. Like I'm like, fuck. I mean, if I want to watch West Side Story, I'll watch the
West Side Story.
Yeah, like I mean, it looks like he took West Side Story and he made West Side Story. Like it doesn't look any, you know, it's like
any different.
Yeah, it's like I just you'd think like maybe they should have done it with like I don't know something different. Like maybe use like
modernized it.
Well, I mean they kind of modernized it, but like how modernized can you get it? Because it's like it's funny because you know it's supposed to be about people from two different worlds.
Mm-hmm.
It's about people who live in Midtown New York and people who live in Uptown New York. That's like different worlds to them, you know? It's like they're just two New Yorkers.
Yeah.
They're like, where are you from? I'm from New York. Oh my God.
I'm from New York too.
It's like, and it's like, we hate you from New York. It's like, but we're both from New York. Like, I mean, they could have, they should have made it about like, I don't know, like aliens or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah. West Side Earth.
Modernized it some. But like, there's nothing about it. There's nothing about it that makes me want to see it because they're like Steven Spielberg, and I'm like, well, you know,
that should make you want to see it.
Huh?
Baby Driver should make you want to see it.
There's tons of great musicals that like they could have remade that would have been cool, like Ragtime.
I don't remake Guys and Dolls. I like Guys and Dolls.
Guys and Dolls is good, but again, like, why would you remake Guys and Dolls?
Modernize it. Same way we were talking about that Hamlet, Lion King is an adaptation of Hamlet. Like,
well, yeah, but that's different though. That's really modernizing it. You mean change, but then it's not the musical anymore. Like, if you change the musical, then what? Do you change the music? And if you change the music, then it's not the same. It's not the same, you know.
Well, what didn't they how they did Aladdin? Even though I didn't like Aladdin, they made it a live action.
Well, yeah, I mean, but that's all they did. They didn't change anything. They added a new song, but it was terrible.
Yeah, I Will Not Be Silent or whatever.
Yeah, because it was like
Invincible.
The movie is called Aladdin,
Yeah.
because it's
And
about
Jasmine.
Aladdin. And so they freeze the story and then give us like a character building piece about Jasmine. Like, if you made a new movie called Jasmine, that would be a perfect song for that movie.
It would be called Jasmine, Aladdin's wife.
Yeah.
Gotta throw Aladdin in there somewhere.
But like, yeah, like that song would have been perfect for Jasmine, the movie about Jasmine, but like it wasn't needed for Aladdin.
All right, so let's wrap it up. What have you been watching? Not what you're gonna watch this Friday, but what have you been watching like past couple weeks? Anything interesting?
Oh, the Lost in Space. They just dropped Lost in Space.
Okay.
The new season. It's really good. I think it's the last season. I was checking out Cowboy Bebop. It's not great, but it was okay.
And I already heard it's not being renewed. So just
yeah, I think because it was low budget, but like you can't tell low budget anymore because of the Unreal Engine. Everything looks like it's super high budget.
Well, I mean, they got Peter Chow. He's not like a no name actor.
No, I mean, but that's what you do when you do a low budget movie. You find one main actor. Like that's why I'm gonna write a movie. I'm gonna be like I'm gonna get Johnny Depp and Kevin Spacey because no one wants to hire them. I'm like, I'll hire you guys.
Here's the thing about Cowboy Bebop. Is he Asian?
He's a cartoon.
But is he Asian? Or cartoons don't have race? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, you can never tell really. Like, I mean, everyone was mad about Ghost in the Shell. And when you watch the cartoon, like she just looks like a white girl because she's a cartoon.
Well, she just looks like an android. I don't say white girl.
Well, I mean, but she doesn't really look like a race. And people were complaining that she was an Asian. And you're like, well, I mean, I don't know that she's Asian in the cartoon. Like, because when you watch the cartoon, there are characters that look Asian. And then there are characters who don't look Asian. And Bebop and Ghost in the Shell didn't look Asian. But then there are also Asians, like in Japan, that don't look Asian, that look very European, which tend to be, those are the ones that tend to be the leading actors.
Okay.
So it's hard to tell. Like, I think they purposely did that because they make the cartoons in Japan, but they sell them.
Worldwide.
So I think because of that, they make the characters look more racially ambiguous, so it can work anywhere.
You know, a anime that my roommate got me hooked on, that I'd love to see, like either Americanized or in a movie form. Baki. Have you ever seen this Baki?
I've seen it on Netflix. I didn't watch it, but it looks cool. I haven't, to tell you the truth, like I haven't really watched a lot of modern animes. Like I'm still like Ghost in the Shell and Ninja Scroll and those. Kara, you know that. Those are the ones I watch. The new ones are good. It's just now, I watch movies. But like, it's not that I don't like anime.
Okay. And then like for some reason randomly, like my YouTube account keeps getting shut down whenever I watch it on the PS5. And for some reason, well, I think it's because I've been watching the 60 Days in the A&E show. Yeah. I saw it's a very dated show. It's called Airplane. It literally just is like, let's say there was a reality show based about how passengers in an airplane have to deal with not flight attendants, but like getting their tickets, the counter booth and stuff like that. And it looked so dated. And I was trying to figure out how old is this show? Because like even the hairstyles and everything is like I thought it was 80s or something. And I scrolled at the end of it and it was from 2003. And I'm just surprised how entitled people were back then and how they're still just as entitled when they go to the airport now. It's just like a slice of life, but like all the haircuts and stuff, they're like,
well, I mean, old. But that's also, if it's 2000, it's post 9/11. So it should still, like you can tell things that happened before 9/11 in airports and post, because back before 9/11, like you could walk with your friend into the airport.
Yeah, that was one. that topic kept coming up. Like they say now, it's only one minor and one adult can go to the not terminal, but to the actual.
And now, like most airports is none.
Like even if you're accompanying a minor,
you can't go into the airport without a ticket in a lot of airports. Like for minors, like I think they have special things for minor. Like I remember I took the plane when I was young.
What's young?
Like maybe 7, 8 around there. But I remember some guy like he put me in the wheelchair. He scooted me around the place, and I remember I thought that it was just so.
Who was this guy?
Huh?
Who was this guy?
He was an employee.
Okay.
Like, no, but I remember when when it happened to me, I thought that it was just some cool like fun dude that just like was just riding me along. Like I didn't realize that like my parents had to pay a lot of money for that.
Oh.
Like yeah, I thought I was like airports are so cool. Guys just roll up in wheelchairs and pull you around and give you candy and.
Oh no! Where were you going?
Just Florida.
This guy.
My grandparents are in Florida.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've never been to Florida. I've been to. No, we drove one summer. My dad hates flying with a passion. We drove from Texas all the way to Rhode Island for a wedding.
From Texas?
Yes, because my dad hates flying.
That's like a 2-day, 3-day trip.
Yeah, and I wasn't old enough to drive. So him and my brother would take turns driving. Worst thing ever.
But your dad came from Africa.
Yes. And I forget, well, how did you come from Africa to the US if you hate
take a boat?
Huh?
Did you take a boat?
I don't know. He doesn't talk about it. I don't talk about it. I was like, what?
Maybe that's why he doesn't like flying, because
from that flight?
An African plane.
I don't
know. Like one of those propeller planes across the sea.
Yeah, I don't know. I got I'm telling you, hey, when I get married, are you going to come out to California? Like, well, can you get married in Texas? I'm like, what the hell? But yeah, but that show is interesting. I want to watch more of it just because, like, I want to like I feel like I'm transported back in time, looking at 2003 videos. Like one person, they brought they adopted an Asian baby and they're bringing him back to the U.S. And like you literally see them with like the old cameras that look like they'd be in the Smithsonian now.
Oh really? The VHS cameras, or was it a 16 millimeter?
No, a VHS. But it's just like, oh my goodness, that's so old. Like nowadays, people could just record all that stuff on their phone.
Yeah, and it'd be bad. Like I was talking about it to a guy in the bar. We were talking about filmmaking. Kevin Smith shot Clerks on 16 millimeter, and he had to mortgage his house. It cost him around $500-600 grand.
Oh my!
Huh?
Oh my!
Well, I mean, film is expensive. Like 16 millimeter is probably like $300 every 10 seconds. And then 33 millimeter, it's a couple $1,000s every 10 seconds, right? Because but we like today we'd be able to shoot that same film for like, you could technically do it for free. Like you could do it with your camera. And a couple of lights, like you could jerry rig lights. You could do it for under $1,000 if you could get location and actors. But like it cost him like $500 grand. Yeah. So like we, and not only could you do it now for less than $1,000, the video would be better than his. Like the video on the iPhone is better than 16 Super 16. So, I mean,
all right. Well, wrapping up this episode here. Tell them where they can find you there, Sir Heathen.
American Heathens on Instagram, and then AmericanHeathens@gmail.com. Wasia Felianiers
All right. And yes, I am your host and creator of Gator and the Heathens podcast, Ish the Comic. I know this Thursday, or by the time you see this, the Thursday, the 16th, I'll be performing at the Comedy Chateau in LA. Use my name as a promo code. But yeah, I'm out. It's 11 o'clock, but I feel like I'm going to go back to bed here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go do some delivery, I think.
Yeah. All right.
Work out.
As always.
Some gorilla food.
Biscuits and gravy.
You ever see it? You want to see it?
What?
Did you see it? The gorilla food.
Look. You've shown it off before, sir.
I showed the bag?
No. Biscuits and gravy. Look at this. That looks like a dog food bag.
I know.
You're proud of that, sir. You're eating dog food. Or eating gorilla food made for gorillas. Ugh. It looks like gorilla shit.
I blended up with the smoothie. That's why I'm getting so big.
Because you're not meant to be a gorilla, sir.
Huh?
You're not meant to be a gorilla.
It says primate food. Primate diet.
Okay, well.
I am a primate.
All right. But anyway, good fight. Good night. Catch y'all later. All right, let me stop recording and then we can just talk. Bam.